All right, welcome to the EDC Loadout and Training Series, where we teach you everything that you need to know about truly enjoying the best coffee and teas from around the world, anytime and anywhere. This video, we're gonna focus on one of my favorites, and that's the white tea. It doesn't get the spotlight very often. We know about black teas and green teas, but white tea is one of my favorites. And the reason I like it is because it's an in-between. It's usually really smooth and it's full of health benefits and the unique flavor profiles. The temperature that we're gonna set for white tea is typically somewhere in between the white and the green. And for this specific white tea that we offer is gonna be around 180 is what we're gonna set the water at. You can tell already that this isn't your average tea leaf. You know, they're not flat, they're almost like a needle or a bud that is gonna produce a lot of flavor. That's part of why I like this, and this is definitely re-steepable 4 or 5 times at least. It will keep changing the flavor profile. And again, as the water gets up to temp, I wanna start measuring this. So if I go 6 to 8 ounces for a single serving, I'm gonna do about 7 to 10 grams of this bud because it's gonna release a lot more flavor. And when you see this, when you see a tea that has a little bit more of a bud to it, I like putting more in there because it's going to release a lot more of the flavor. And we're gonna be at 180 for our temp, and I'm gonna put in about 7 grams. And again, I like to use a scale when it's available to me to make sure I'm getting an accurate measurement. And it's a little bit lighter as well, because that's about 5 grams, and it looks like more than that. Like typically compared to a green or a black, that looks like more volume, but it's a lot lighter in nature. So right there, I'm at about 7.5. We'll call it 7.5. And that's what I'm gonna use with 8 ounces of water. Typically, I'm gonna do this for about 2 minutes on a white tea, where green tea is a lot quicker. You've got about a mid-range temp and a mid-range time as well. Rule of thumb, quicker for green teas, mid-range for white teas, and the black teas are gonna get a longer steep, and it just shows the unique characteristics of each tea. All right, we got the water up to temp. It's about 180, and I'm gonna pour 8 ounces of water. I'm gonna make sure I measure it appropriately. And then again, I'm gonna go for 2 minutes on 180. And that's gonna draw out a lot of the flavor. And you can see how much tea we have in here for 7.5 grams. So as soon as I do my pour, I'm gonna start my timer. Okay, that's 8 ounces of water, 7.5 grams of tea. And this is what I was talking about in some of my other videos, where you see how the tea hasn't all been infused into the water. That's where it's important to be able to agitate the water. That way it all gets immersed in the infusion. So again, I'm gonna put my top on that's got my fine mesh and my screen, and I'm gonna be able to just move this around a little bit. And then now it gets all covered with that water, and I'm getting a good steep, and you can already see the water starting to turn. You're typically gonna see almost like a peachy color water. Black teas typically have an amber, green teas usually have a green or a lighter green, and your white teas are probably 80 to 90% of the time going to turn the water into a peach color. Okay, so about a minute now, and we're going to let that steep for about another minute. And again, I love white tea because of its unique characteristics. White teas are usually just right from the plant, minimal processing, and they're getting right to you. About a minute and 45 seconds. I'm gonna start getting ready to do my single pour. Again, this is 8 ounces of water, so I can go right into a single cup. If I was going to do a bigger serving, I would make sure I had something bigger to pour it into. So I'm at about 155. That color's looking really good to me, and we're gonna start our pour. And we should get a nice light peach color. And again, this white tea that we're gonna be offering is so smooth. It's just that type of intimacy that you get with enjoying the tea and appreciating what the tea offers you. You know, this white tea specifically is buttery, melon, smooth. It's got a very, very full mouth feel. There's zero acidity and astringency to this cup. And you can even just tell the uniqueness of it. I don't I don't exactly have the words to describe the smell of it, but it's just a full body sweet, almost like some fruits in there. Oh, man, there's something unique about the white tea that we have, and there's not much color to that, but it's enough to really bring out that flavor profile. So for 2 minutes at 180 was enough to bring out this, and I know that I could re-steep this again and again and again. This has probably got about another 3 to 4 steeps in it, and you can tell just because of those buds and the thickness of the leaves. When the leaves start to fully open up, as you know that you've really expended all the uses, and you'll start to see, as long as you're getting color, you're getting some type of health benefits out of that tea. You know, depending on how you like your tea, bold or mellow, that's gonna depend on the time and the amount of steeps that you use. You know, maybe somebody just really likes the first and second steep and they don't like the third or fourth. But just remember, if you see color, you're still getting a lot of those health properties that tea offers you. I think white tea is one of those that you really can drink at any point of the day. Obviously, it is still gonna have caffeine in it. I feel like it's the cleanest drinking tea. So mid-morning, after lunch, it's a great pick-me-up to be able to drink throughout the day. Even in the afternoon, I think it's a great opportunity to be able to drink this just about any time of the day. If you want to try this tea, our white tea that we have, or any of the other teas that we offer, go check them out at edct.com. Let us know what you think. We're pumped to get this in your guys' hands, and we'll see you guys in the next video. God bless.